Vikir sat up on his bed, realizing that he was in a nursery. He looked around and came to the realization that he had successfully absorbed the Styx River water. This was a major achievement, and he knew that he now had a better starting point in life than before. Suddenly, he heard the door open and a maid entered the room. The maid seemed surprised and murmured to herself, saying why Madame had asked to place this sort of thing on the bed of the young master Vikir. Vikir was surprised to hear the maid refer to Madame, as he never expected anyone in the Baskerville family to give him a bastard, a present. The maid left after placing a box in Vikir's bed. As Vikir saw the box opening, he was shocked to see two bloody mambas coming out of it. He wondered if Madame had sent them to assassinate him. Vikir knew that there were only a few people in the Baskerville family who would be referred to as Madame, and whoever it was, she was probably trying to reduce competition. As the mambas hissed at Vikir, he realized that they could kill all of the babies in the nursery. However, Vikir caught both the mambas with his bare hands. Filled with hatred, he thought that he would bring the entire Baskerville family down with his own two hands. The next day, the people of Baskerville were shocked to find the child sleeping peacefully next to the dead vipers. All the nannies who had been on shift that night were executed after torture, but the reason for the viper's appearance remained unknown. Only the young hound Vikir knew the truth. 8 years later, Vikir was back in class, listening to his teacher discuss the levels of swordsmanship. The teacher explained that if one cannot yet imbue their sword with mana, they are considered a sword beginner. The next level is the sword expert, where one can infuse the blade with a little bit of mana. When the blade emits mana in liquid-like aura form, it is called sword graduator. Lastly, the level at which the aura is solid and the form can freely be changed is called sword master, which is the highest level of swordsmanship. Upon hearing that Sir Hugo, the strongest of the Baskervilles, was a sword master, all the students present exclaimed in surprise and astonishment. However, Vikir was lost in thought and felt the need to regain the power he had prior to his regression before the coming-of-age ceremony. The teacher noticed Vikir's distracted state and thought highly of him, knowing that he had earned a strong physique by diving in the Styx River for 7 minutes. The teacher believed that Vikir was much more talented than the other students, and that the patriarch would be very happy to know about his progress. As Vikir was lost in thought about how many years he needed to kill Hugo, he didn't notice the triplets giving him an evil look after class. After class was over, they pushed him and started mocking him, calling him a garbage fan, and talked about the rumors about him diving in the Styx River and strangling 2 vipers to death when he was just a baby. Vikir recognized the triplets as the ones who had stabbed him in the past when he was running away after the defamation. They were known as Hugo le Baskerville's Trident, and their names were Highborough le Baskerville, Middleborough le Baskerville, and Lowborough le Baskerville, all 9 years old. The triplets continued to taunt Vikir, telling him to stop lying and that they didn't like him. Vikir thought to himself that they were going to be a real pain in the ass in just 10 years, and that it might be a good idea to put them in their place now. As Vikir stood before the triplets, one of them brandished a knife and taunted him with a rumor he had heard, that if you stayed in the Styx River for long enough, your body would become like steel, and you would be impervious to injury from blades. The other 2 triplets eagerly echoed their agreement, while the third gave the order for one of the others to hold Vikir still. The triplet caught Vikir from behind and covered his mouth with one hand and said, "I'll eat my hand if he can endure." This for 3 minutes Vikir was not afraid, and even played along with this cruel game for a moment. The triplets attempted to harm him with the knife. 1 minute passed, 3 minutes passed, 10 minutes passed, but Vikir remained unscathed, and the triplets began to realize that the legend they had heard was true. They grew bored with their game and began to release Vikir. As the triplet holding Vikir released him, he noticed blood on his hand and realized that his finger was missing. Vikir then spat out the triplet's finger from his mouth. The triplet was shocked and asked Vikir what he was doing. With an evil smile on his face, Vikir reminded the triplet of his promise to eat his own hand. Meanwhile, the other 2 triplets were trying to calm down the situation and suggested that they go to a priest to put the finger back. But Vikir was not interested in that and instead asked who let them go. The triplet then attacked Vikir with a knife, calling him a bastard and reminding him that they were a year older than him. Vikir did not dodge the attack and allowed the knife to stick into him, but to the triplet's surprise, it could not pierce his skin. Vikir twisted the triplet's hand and reminded them that they had forgotten that they were dealing with a Baskerville, where power and talent overcome age. With an evil look on his face, Vikir suggested that they continue playing until the end.